Hello everyone, and thank you much for watching. This is me, Mr. P, and this is probably going to be quite a lengthy video. And the reason for that instead of doing a review of UGREEN 100 watts of power brick thing, I decided to record a video from start to finish. All the testings that I was planning to do already done with this power brick or this wall plug thing with 3 USB Type-C ports and 1 USB Type-A port. And the reason why I'm doing this video is that while I was testing this out, and the same was sent to my buddy Hey Look New, the co-mod at the Samsung DeX group, and we both discovered that this doesn't work as predicted. It's very weird. It doesn't work exactly the same time. It doesn't work the same way every time you connect. Sometimes it works, sometimes it does. It's just confusing as hell. So instead of doing a review video, I decided to do one of these, just testing everything out in front of you guys. So for this to work, I have the camera here, and I have one camera here at the front, at the top of my ultra monitor. So you're going to be a camera going top down. So let's begin. I have all sorts of things. I have all sorts ready. So first thing, let's start testing it out. So let me switch the camera, and here we go. I have an extension cable already on the desk, so I'm just going to plug that in here. So that's plugged in. First of all, I'm going to test if it's charging my phone. So I'm going to plug in one of the USB Type-A ports and plug my phone in. So if I turn my phone screen off, and I'm going to plug, hold on, and I'm going to plug that in. As you can see, the message showed up. It says charging. 56% of the battery at the moment. It's 56% battery is in my phone, and it's going to take another 37 or something minutes was on a screen showing to I'm going to charge this. So first test, what we're going to do is I'm going to find the extension thing for this to work. Where is my extension? This is where it is. I'm going to use USB Type-C extension thing just to plug that into my USB-C meter. Let's plug in like this, and right now I'm gonna make this upside down or right way up, and right now my phone is charging. I'm not sure if the camera can pick it up, but it's charging at 4.7, 4.8 at 1.1 amps at 4.8 volts. The power goes to my phone. Another thing I have here is the smart meter plug thing. No, smart meter, the smart plug, which I can plug in here and plug this charger in here, which then I have the app called Smart Life, and basically this is one of the smart plugs that I have, which can show me the current output. So currently it does it's actually done 0 watts of power. So if I'm gonna charge my phone at the same time, it's showing that this smart plug or this brick is doing 4 watts of power. Not sure if you'll be able to see where's the camera, but basically this is the number, the second number here. That's what I'm looking for. So it's right now 7.8. It does this. According to the spec on the box, which is here. If the camera can zoom in, I'm gonna put this on the screen anyway. There is 3 USB Type-C plugs, female plugs here on the actual thing. The USB Type-C 1 and 2 can do up to 100 watts of power. USB Type-3 port 3 can do up to 22.5 watts of power, and USB Type-A can do up to 22.5 watts of power. But basically, if I connect, I plug everything as possibly as like all 4 devices into this, I'll be able to, or should reach up to 100 watts of power. And that's what we're going to check. Currently my phone keeps charging, and it is doing 8 watts of power at the moment. So right, that's working, that's great. So let's unplug the phone. And let's plug in my NextDock 360. So I'm just gonna go this way. Let's plug in my NextDock 360, plug in this way. USB Type-A goes in here. The NextDock is charging. Currently the plug is pulling 22 watts of power, or 21.6 right now, and is doing 11 volts on here and 1.5 amps on here. Let me move a bit, making sure. So it does 21.6 watts of power. So while this is happening, I'm just gonna take, do I have? Yeah, I do have. I'm gonna grab another cable. I'm gonna plug in here, and I'm gonna plug in here. So right now I'm charging my phone and I'm charging the next dock, and it's right now doing 32 watts of power. So that's great. What else I can charge? Let's grab my action camera. So I want to charge that. I'm going to turn that on. I'm going to grab one of the cables here. So let's say I'm going to grab this. I'm going to plug that in here into a USB Type-C port 2, which it should do up to 100 watts of power. Let's plug that in here as well. So camera is charging right now and it's pulling 35 watts of power. So basically plugging the camera did 38. So 38 without the camera and 30 with the camera. Oh no, it's back to 38. So okay, it's charging. So right now it's charging, everything is great. My phone has actually stopped charging. No, it started charging my phone as well. And that's where I was talking about, if probably I mentioned or not mentioned in the beginning of the video, the confusion about this USB, about this UGREEN power brick, because it cuts the power to all the connected devices when you plug in the extra device, and that's what I'm going to demonstrate now. Hopefully I will be able to demonstrate that for you now. Right, let's disconnect everything. Let's disconnect everything. Right, okay, let's go the camera. Right, now I'll show you the confusion that happens with this thing. I'm gonna use the Samsung DeX first gen to make this work. I'm gonna use USB Type-C to USB Type-C plug. So we plug in the UGREEN power brick, and I plug in USB Type-C into USB Type-C port 1 to reach a maximum 100 watts of power, and that's going to go into a Samsung DeX thing. Next, I'm going to take USB Type-C extension, and I'm going to plug in this one here, and that's where my phone will go in. Otherwise, my fold-free case is too big for this thing. So the phone is charging, and I still have the app running here on the screen, and it tells me it does 8 watts of power. Okay, so 8 watts of power goes up. So I'm gonna open up the NextDock 360. I'm gonna do it this way because I want you to see what's happening on the screen. And I'm gonna take the USB full-size HDMI to mini HDMI cable to plug that into a Samsung DeX, and that goes here, I do believe. Right, so that's connected. I'm gonna turn the NextDock 360 on. So NextDock 360 is turning on, and my phone detected that DeX is happening. So right now, as you can see, there's a DeX on my NextDock 360. I don't have a touchscreen, that doesn't matter. So you have the NextDock 360 here, and you have my Fold 3 connected to a Samsung DeX 3rd gen, and it's right now doing 8.8 watts of power, charging my phone. Same time, I'll put the DeX. Fantastic. What if you want to charge your NextDock 360 same time? You connect that into, sorry, this side. Is it this side? No, this side. I'm getting confused because it's upside down. And I'm gonna plug this into here to charge the lap dock same time. I plug that in. Lap dock, is it lap dock charging? No, lap dock is actually charging now, but the DeX gets disconnected and goes back into DeX. So right now DeX is started. Let's turn the trackpad off. Right now it does 20.5 watts of power, and the NextDock 360 is charging according to OSD screen. NextDock 360 is at 62% battery, and right now it's charging. So right now this charges my phone, NextDock 360, and provides enough power for Samsung DeX to trigger the Samsung DeX onto this external screen. Fantastic, everything is working. What if, let's say you decided, you know what, I want to charge something else. Let's say you have, actually, this is going to be a better example. I'm going to use my Samsung Buds. I'm using this, oh, Samsung Buds getting low on battery, or actual case getting low on battery. I know what I'm going to do. I have my very important document open on Samsung DeX. I'm working and there is a call coming up. Let's say there is a call on a Microsoft Teams or Google Meets, whatever. You have a call happening. You want to put the earbuds on. Great, but earbuds you want, while you're using them, you want to charge the case same time. And come on, this UGREEN supplies up to 100 watts of power. You definitely have enough power to power these buds. So I'm just gonna plug those buds in here, and I'm gonna say, okay, I'm gonna plug in that into a USB Type-C port 2, up to 100 watts of power. Let's plug in, boom, plugged in. This is charging. DeX gets disconnected, and I got disconnected from the call. I probably lost the document that I was editing if it wasn't auto-saved, or basically you were running a game. And the game basically right now gets crashed because while you plug in the new device in, it just goes off. Okay, let's go back. So DeX is working. Right now it does 22 watts of power by charging my buds, NextDock 360, and same time my phone. So let's say there's the buds. I'm going to disconnect those up. Disconnected. Okay, nothing happened. But still, when I said nothing happened, DeX gets disconnected. Go back into DeX. I plug in the earbuds back to charge. So the earbuds charging there. As you can see, green light. DeX gets restarted. Disconnect. Hold on, where's the camera? Disconnect. And DeX gets restarted. Every time you connect anything to this power brick, DeX gets restarted. And this is, honestly, this is a groundbreaking problem. Because why this power brick thing keeps restarting every time you connect something new, and you expect everything to work, but suddenly it just decides to crash it, just decides to crash DeX or restart the DeX. Okay, that's fine. So DeX working. I have a phone is charging. It pulls 21.3 watts of power, and let's say I'm using USB Type-C port 1, which supports up to 100 watts of power. So let me forgot to change the camera. So phone is doing 21, DeX is happening. This one is connected to a port 1, which does up to 100 watts of power. I'm just gonna disconnect everything. Let's disconnect this. Let's disconnect this. Let's disconnect this. Right. Let's say I want to connect my phone into USB Type-C port 3, which supports up to 22 watts of power, 22.5 to be actually perfect with the info. So phone is charging. The phone tells me you need to use something to use a DeX. Don't know what that was. I missed the message. So right now I'm connected to this, which does 22.5 watts of power. According to this app, Smart Plug is pulling 9.5 watts of power. Everything's happening. I'm like, okay, let's connect the buds. Plug that in. Where's my buds charging thing? Let's charge the buds same time without charging the NextDock. So NextDock is not connected. As you can see, there is this cable is for buds and this cable is for DeX. Buds connected. Nothing. DeX not getting restarted. That's actually a surprise because I was expecting DeX to restart. But DeX is not restarting, so can I see if the DeX still works? Yeah, I still interact with DeX. Great, let's disconnect. No, actually, while this is plugged in, I'm like, you know what? NextDock 360 is at 61%. I won't gonna make it all day. I'm gonna plug that in, charging while I'm doing super important thing on my Samsung DeX. Disconnected from external display. Why? You're supposed to give up to 100 watts of power. And right now, to use Samsung DeX, connect the Samsung fast charger. So right now, the Galaxy phone, the Fold 3 shouts at me that I'm using the wrong power brick. DeX still starts. This is a bit weird. But you, Mr. UGREEN 100 watts of power device, you're supposed to work up to 100 watts of power, but you die if I reach 35 or 40 watts of power. So right now, everything works. My buds is charging. My DeX is charging, my NextDock 3 is charging, NextDock 360, not NextDock 3. Let's grab another USB-C cable. So I'm gonna use this. Let's plug that into USB-C port 2, which supports up to 100 watts of power. And let's plug in my camera. Is the camera? No, actually, let's plug in the my Nikon controller. So I'm charging my controller now. So controller charging, not charging, I don't know, can't tell. Is it charging? Actually, I have no clue. Let's disconnect the controller. Let's plug in the camera. At least camera gives me... Okay, camera is charging. Everything is charging. DeX pad, DeX station thing charges my phone and outputs DeX. So everything is charging. When I connected the fourth device, DeX still works. Let's quickly check. Yeah, DeX still works. I still move the mouse. It does 17 watts of power now. What do you mean 17 watts of power? Where's 100 watts of power? So if I, I'm really getting confused here now. Let's say I want to charge only my phone. So no DeX, no USB, no Nextdoor 360, no camera, and no earbuds. So only my phone does, via USB Type-C port 3, according to the spec 22.5 watts of power, does 9 watts of power. Okay, and by the way, my phone is not on a fast charging, so that could be, so 9 watts of power, great. If I connect the camera, by the way, the Nextdoor 360 is still showing DeX. Let me double check. Yeah, still showing DeX. I still can go into properties. Okay, let's go back to this app. So 9 watts of power. Let's actually disconnect this, plug in into USB Type-C port 1, 400 watts of power. So it does 5.9 at the moment, 6.1. Weird things happening with the resolution, 8.8. That's fine. Let's plug in the camera to charge. Camera is charging. Yes, camera is charging. DeX gets restarted. Fantastic. Let's connect the earbuds. So let's go back to DeX. DeX is started. Let's go back to DeX. Let's connect this. So DeX is, right now, earbuds is charging. Green light. DeX still works. This still works. And I'm just gonna connect this in. Honestly, just by making this video right now, I'm already getting super confused what the hell is going on. Because when you connect, when you go from one device to two, DeX gets restarted. When you go from 2 devices to 3 or 3 devices to 4, it all works fine. Confusing. Okay, let's disconnect everything up. One thing I want to test this out on the cameras quickly is what the next Hey Look New mentioned to me on the Skype just another day. So if I go into my Nextdoor 360, let's grab the USB Type-C to USB Type-C, just to be, let's grab this cable. So 100 watts of power, USB Type-C port 1 into Nextdoor 360. Boom, it's connected. Let's go into the OSD screen, and it's showing that it's not charging the next dock. Yeah, it's charging now. It's 45%. It's charging now. Great. I'm gonna turn the lap dock off. So lap dock is off at the moment. So it's off. So right now it shows me a blue light that is charging. If I turn that on, so Nextdoor 360 is starting. Let's go in. It's still charging. Okay. For Hey Look New, the way he's tested is the next dock doesn't charge when you turn it off. So let's actually turn the Nextdoor 360 off. Is it off? Yes. I'm gonna connect the power. The blue light indicates that it's charging. And if I turn that on, is it charging? Let's test. So while it's turning on, just recap. This device is supposed to do up to 100 watts of power, which is, I don't know, probably yes or no. I can't measure it. I don't have devices to suck that amount of power. But this restarting DeX thing is absolutely, okay, confused. That was second 45%. Now it's 61%. Whatever, that's fine. So yeah, this charging fine. I think I might misread Hey Look New message, or maybe this device does differently than what he received, but that's fine. One thing I want to test this out, if you don't mind, or if you're still watching this after 20 whatever minutes, is my current power brick that I use for almost everything. Sorry I won't be able to show you that on camera because it's very nicely inside the 3D printed mounting case for the monitor mounting sort of like arm. I'll show you a picture what the hell that looks. Right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm just disconnect this. So this cable, if you see on the camera, this cable right now gonna go in here, and my phone is charging. And then I'll pull this cable, which is very long USB Type-C to USB Type-C, which I use pretty much to charge everything because I can move, hold on, let me switch the camera. This is the cable because I can move around this home office and I can pretty much plug in almost everywhere. It's like, I think 2 meters or 3 meters length. So here we go. I can go all the way here just to connect the stuff. So I'm gonna use this as example. So right now, there's Docs 360, you come back to me. HDMI goes in. Let's unplug that off. Let's switch the camera just for you to see what's going on. So next Docs 360, I know it's already getting mess with the cables, but I'm sorry, it's just a lot of things I want to test it for you. So fault free into DeX pad, getting power through raw power brick. I think it's due up to 62 watts of power or something. So that goes in here. If I plug that in, I do expect to see DeX starting. And this cable, as I mentioned, the long USB Type-C to USB cable, goes out of the same power brick. And if I plug that in, and let's go. So, come on, pick it up. Is it picked it up? Oh yeah, okay. So next Docs 360 is charging. It's right now doing charging. I'm not sure if you can see on the camera. I just freaking moved the HDMI cable. So anyway, it's let's redo this because I just bumped the HDMI cable. You're gonna think that this is like me cheating. Let's take this off. Let's move a bit away. Here we go. So next Docs 360 not charging. DeX is happening. I can click on here and double tap. The property window shows up. I'm gonna plug that in and give a couple of seconds or so. Phone is still charging. What's it? It's 59% right now on the phone. Next Docs 360 is charging, and as you can see, no interruptions to Samsung DeX with the power brick, which I think it does 62 watts of power. This power brick I purchased from Samsung DeX a while back, before raw power and Amazon had a fallout. Right now, I don't think any of their products exist on Amazon because apparently, according to Amazon, raw power products had a lot of fake reviews, so they don't sell anything at the moment on Amazon. I think I purchased that a day or two or maybe a week before they actually had a fallout. By the way, I'm planning to do a video about this power brick that I'm talking about, raw power, but more specifically about next Docs 360 feature where you can turn on and off the device charging thing. There's a feature here in the OSD screen where you can pass through the power to a Samsung DeX device or not. This is very important because I destroyed 2 USB power bricks by doing this on and off thing, and I want to show you why, and I want to show you why this feature must be included in every single portable screen, a laptop, etc. But this video is coming soon. Anyway, so as you can see, I can unplug this. Actually, no, I'm not going to unplug this. I'm going to grab this cable. This is USB micro B. I'm showing you this and I don't see the camera. So micro B, it comes from the same power brick. You need to take my word for it, but it definitely comes from, and I'm going to plug my mouse to charge. So MX Master is charging. Samsung DeX is being powered. Next Docs 360 is working. Everything is working and DeX is not getting restarted. And I know it's a long video, but let's go back. Let's go back to our test subject, which is UGREEN 100 watts of power. So right now I plugged in. So Samsung DeX is getting charged. DeX is starting. Let's unplug this. Let's grab, let's grab this. I'm gonna do nothing. I'm just gonna plug in USB, the Samsung DeX to charge and another USB Type-C to charge my next Docs 360. I plugged in, power is happening. Samsung DeX gets restarted. I don't know why. I was testing this power brick and I was doing testings and I noticed this inconsistency between what you connect and what you don't connect and how it restarts. So I knew I need to shoot this very lengthy video just to demonstrate for you guys how this is working. Got my hands on two webcams. One is here and one is here. Just to basically do this all sort of live to show you the amount of stuff I need to go through just to test things, and just to show you sort of like a real testing environment kind of thing, if that makes sense. And by the way, while all this is going, it does 21 watts of power. I actually reached once 55 watts by charging the Nextdoor 360, my phone, the Surface. Yeah, I can charge my Surface. Let's quickly, sorry guys, let's quickly do this. I'm gonna grab to charge my Surface. My Surface Pro 7 has the USB Type-C port. So let's charge my Surface. Surface plugged in. Samsung DeX restarts. Fantastic. Let's grab this one. So Samsung DeX is happening. No, it's actually restarted again. I done nothing. I just moved this cable. Okay, it's restarted again. What? Okay, is that because Surface Pro 7 just kills it? Anyway, let's plug in this. Let's charge my Nextdoor 360 same time, and let's charge my camera same time. So camera is charging. The camera is charging. Let's actually turn Samsung DeX restarted, by the way, if you're still watching this. So camera is charging. It's at 87%. So camera is charging. My phone is charging. The Nextdoor 360 is not charging. Nextdoor 360 not charging. Okay, Nextdoor 360 not charging, even is being plugged in. This cable. So if we follow this cable, hold on, where's the camera? This cable goes into here. Nextdoor 360 is not charging, even is being plugged in. Actually, sorry, I haven't plugged in all the way, in. No, it's still not doing. No, Nextdoor 360 is not charging. It's pulling 37.8 watts of power. The Surface is charging at 98% at the moment. Phone is at 60. My camera at 88%. And Nextdoor 360 getting absolutely no power. Even this device supposed to do up to 100 watts of power, and it's only doing 37. I'm not sure, by the way, I'm not sure if my measurements here are correct. Am I doing this in a correct way? Not correct way. It's just that's what I have, and that's what I need to work with. That's my testing environment. But looking at this, Nextdoor 360 is not charging at all. It's actually 49%. So okay, let's disconnect this. Let's plug that in. Let's plug that in here. So Surface is not charging. Nextdoor 360 is not charging. Oh no, Surface is not charging. Okay, next could be the cable is wrong or bad cable. Again, sorry, it's probably already like 50 million minutes I'm recording this video. Let's grab this. So this is my lengthy USB Type-C cable. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna unplug this. Unplug this. I'm gonna plug that in this one here. So you will charge my camera. You're gonna charge my camera. You will charge my Nextdoor 360. You go here, and you will charge my Surface Pro 7. Samsung DeX restarts, just for some reason. Nextdoor, okay, Surface Pro 7 charging. The Nextdoor 360 having a LEPI to restart everything, or Samsung DeX, sorry, is having a LEPI. So, okay, everything is charging, bingo. Yeah, probably the cable was incorrect, just to push that amount of power to Surface Pro 7. So currently it's doing 35.5 watts of power. I'm charging my Nextdoor, I'm charging my Surface Pro 7, I'm charging my phone, I'm powering the Samsung DeX, and I'm charging my DJI Action camera. And all these doing only 34.5, sorry, just right now 34.5. So while Surface is charging, I'm gonna disconnect. Okay, I'm gonna plug back in. DeX is fine. I'm going to disconnect this, and I'm going to disconnect this. Okay, DeX restarts just by unplugging two devices. DeX goes back on. I'll plug in this. So Surface Pro is charging now. DeX is happening. I will disconnect the camera. Disconnected the camera. Right now it's two devices being charged from a power brick. Nothing's happening. I'm going to plug in into this cable. Okay, DeX restarts. Anyway, this is already a quite lengthy video, to be honest. I don't think a lot of you is even watching right now. I'm still gonna finish this video. So, UGREEN 100 watts of power. It is an absolutely beast to charge your devices. It's absolutely beast to charge your devices. 100 watts of power. I was charging all my NextDock 2 and NextDock 360 and Tab S6 and something else, 4 devices I was charged at the same time, and it's great. It gets a bit warm actually right now holding this, but it was great. I was able to charge all the devices that I wanted at that time to be charged, if that makes sense. But the problem for DeX getting restarted, for just plugging and unplugging devices, this is honestly a deal breaker. This is honestly a deal breaker for the power brick that's got sent to the YouTuber who does the videos about Samsung DeX. If they sent this to someone, let's say doing a tech, you send this to Linus at Tech Tips, they will basically review this as a as a power brick. Okay, you can charge 3 devices, you can charge one via USB Type A, great, it works. But for me, as a person who does Samsung DeX videos and receive this kind of adapter expecting to work perfectly with Samsung DeX, is not a great deal. It's not the great device. If you want to charge the devices, this is great thing to have. But if you want to use this as your main power supply to your main Samsung DeX station, I suggest to look for something else, because this is not the power brick that I suggest you to go for. And by the way, while I'm still recording this video, Hey Look New had a absolutely completely different experience with this while testing it, as some of the USB Type-C ports wasn't even triggering Samsung DeX via any USB Type-C hubs. I think that's what he told me. It was a late night while I was reading his messages. So that's UGREEN 100 watts of power. A great device to charge your devices, but not so great if you want to use that with your Samsung DeX. How long I'm recording? 35 minutes. Fantastic. If you're still watching this, you are the legend. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.